Hi everyone, Ron Zima, Idle Free Guy here in the Idle Free Zone on GoGreen TV. And with me today from Crystal Lake, nearby the windy city of Chicago, Illinois, Kurt Moreland, Associate Publisher of Utility Business Media. Hey Kurt, how you doing?
Good, good. It's good to be here. Thank you for
Well,
having me.
well, we're really happy to have this short conversation with you as a recent graduate of industry's idle reduction behavior modification program, Idle Free for Our Kids for Fleet. So I'm gonna, we've had a lot of industry professionals take our program and become fans of the program. So we're really excited to have you, Kurt. UBM is completely plugged into the utility industry. Why don't you just give us a little plug there about UBM and your T-shirt as well?
Sure, exactly. I've actually been associated with this media since I was out of college, so it's just been a few years now. It's a little bit of humor there, as you can tell.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, Ron, I've got kind of a great announcement. We'll be celebrating our UBM's 10-year anniversary with the magazine this June.
Well, congratulations. I feel fortunate to be one of those people to congratulate you first. So, way to go. Um, what would you say about the potential opportunity for utility fleets to reduce their non-PTO, non-operational, just pure driver choice idle time? What would you say about that now after having taken our program?
Oh, I would say it's huge. I mean, here's to get a flavor of our magazine. There's a composite of some of our past issues that we've done,
Yeah.
and you can see we cover a variety of vehicles. But I was first tuned into the program by George Servant, who is on our editorial advisory board. And I thought if it's something that he's into, I better check it out. And, we pride ourselves on going to a lot of reader meetings and conferences. And one of the things I hear over and over is that these huge fleets need to reduce idle time to save money.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and the other thing that George would tell you, Kurt, is that it's extraordinary how much that CO2 or how intensive that idling exhaust or vehicle exhaust is in CO2, even today's late model vehicles. So it's a big deal, not only on fuel, but it's the emission saved as well. Are you hearing more about that as well?
Well, kind of going into your program a little bit, one of the things that impressed me the most was the graphic that you did on how much CO2 is released in New York City. That was very powerful. So I think if some of our readers saw that, they would be impacted as well.
Yeah, cool. Okay, so talking more about the program, you logged on and took our program, Idle Free for Our Kids for Fleets. Um, how effective was it in your personal vehicle and your personal habits? What would you say to that?
Well, it was very effective. Some of the idling I was doing was really kind of taken for granted. Um, I really wasn't really that cognizant of it, but after taking the course, I became much more aware of it and look forward to talking to you more about that.
What are some of the instances that really leap to mind now in terms of where you can shut the vehicle off as opposed to what you were doing before?
The biggest takeaway was we're a drive-through society. And I didn't realize how much like I drive through the bank for ATM, drive through the pharmacy, coffee, fast food. And in all those cases, I was idling before. And now when I'm waiting in those lines, I turned it off and it's really made a big difference. It's been really interesting. Also at railroad crossings and construction zones where there's going to be a lot of construction going on now, and there is in the United States. So when the flag man's out there and says stop, rather than run the car, I turn it off.
Yeah. Wow. And what did you think of the content on our e-learning management system? How did you find that?
Oh, I found it very interesting. I already mentioned the graphic about the CO2
Yeah.
for New York, the testimonial of the children, and I was really impressed by even the medical research that you presented. And then also the other thing too is I thought I knew a lot about fleets, but it was interesting to hear from your dealership mechanic about how I grew up in the days of the carburetor. I'm a carburetor guy, so to hear from a dealership mechanic about how the new cars are made and they don't have to be warmed up was all very interesting.
What I understand is, as you talk to the OEMs and the manufacturers, is that any vehicle built really in the last 20 years is engineered to be driven, not idled. And
Yep.
they're equipped. And if you're in a 2021 or 2022 model of any kind, they are, and it's not a hybrid or an EV, it's a standard internal combustion engine. They need minimal idle time, and you will lose virtually no creature comforts in the cab. For it can be minus 20, and you could be 20 minutes in the cab of that vehicle and still stay warm in Chicago, right? So we believe that reaching fleet drivers through hearts and minds on idling is the way
Mhm.
to go, through their personal vehicle, their kids, the impact there, the impact on their cash. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's a very effective approach. And, again, in some of these conferences I attend where our readers are talking to their drivers about idle reduction, and you know how it is. It's kind of like the teacher talking to the students. Sometimes it gets tuned out. But when you take into consideration the kids and how passionate they are about the future of the planet, yeah, you really have that commitment there. And as somebody who also is a youth sports coach and a father of a fourth grade teacher, yeah, I really embrace that concept.
Fantastic, Kurt. We so much appreciate the opportunity to have this chat with you, and also to be one of the first to celebrate and congratulate you on UBM. Oh, and on Kurt becoming UBM's first certified idle reduction student. Okay, and we think that's fantastic. So to save fuel and emissions, at any time in your personal or your fleet vehicle, what's your best advice to folks out there?
Well, I think that you have to look at it as this is not a political choice or a political issue. It makes sense monetarily. There's a lot of money to be saved, and it's something to look into. I found the course very easy. It was something that I could do a couple weeknights after work. And the big thing is that when you make the pledge and you print out the certificate, it reinforces what you're doing. It's not, it's not just talk the talk. It's walk the walk. So I think it's a great idea, and I wish you the best of luck with it.
Thanks so much, Kurt, and same to you. And thanks so much for doing this.
My pleasure, and happy Earth Day.
And you, my friend.